Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, how's everybody doing out there? It's me. I'm back once again. How's everybody doing? I hope I had a good weekend. I know I had a good weekend. And we're starting off the week hot. We're starting off the week powerful. I have a lovely lady coming on. And I know she's excited to be here. I know she's excited to give you some information. So sit back, relax, and welcome to the Charles Matthews Show. Let's go. I know, like everybody, the weather was hot, everything was good. You just want to get out. I know a lot of you have been online. We've been doing a lot of shows about real estate and houses, and a lot of you want to get online. And you guys, now it's hot, you want to get out there. So I said, okay, I understand what you want. Let me see what I can do for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest for today. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So, what did you do to enjoy the weather yesterday?
Oh, we went for a very nice walk into the park. We explored some ravines. It was beautiful.
Nice.
Perfect weather.
Nice. So before we get started, I always like to tell people that we can introduce ourselves and get to know you a little bit better. So tell us a little bit about you.
Well, my name is Eszter Sebok. I'm an author, mentor, and real estate investor. I am originally from Hungary. I immigrated with my brother and my parents about 25 years ago. And about 16 years ago, I got my real estate license. We started investing in real estate, and we never stopped since then.
Now, is it something that you always wanted to do growing up? You just knew real estate, or did you want to do something different? Or did real estate just drop into your lap and then you realize, wow, this is something that's really excited for me?
I was always curious about people's houses. I know it's a little bit freaky, but what the kitchen looks like, or do they have the side entrance, or there's a porch in the back, or do they have a swimming pool even, right? So I was always curious about homes, and I got a really good job after I finished school, university, and I needed to make money quick, right? I mean, I had my student loan. Nobody really wanted to hire me. And I just got into a financial world. I got a really, really good job. I had a good pay, but I wasn't happy. It was a 9 to 5 job. And I just knew I wanted to do more. And I just started doing my real estate license. I finished it in the evenings. So like after my 9 to 5, I would just go home and start studying for hours and hours. I quickly finished my licensing and I just jumped in. I started helping people sell the properties, invest, and it just took off from there.
Okay. So then the thing that people always realize, real estate in these times, is it difficult? Should we be looking? That's what we want to know.
Yes, opportunity is always out there. I know right now is a difficult situation for many. So there's still people selling because they need to. Many people have been laid off, or they just can't make their payments, right? So right now, the people that are selling, they're in a tough position, and the mortgage rates are still low. So it's a good time for first-time buyers or just investors to jump in. And sellers are still getting good prices. Hot areas are still hot. There haven't been a price drop, really. Hot areas, I mean, like anywhere around the subway line. So those prices have maintained, but the other areas a little bit away from the subway station, they dropped a little bit.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a scenario because I was talking to a friend the other day, and just before this hit, she's a lovely lady that has her own business. Okay, and before COVID, she was thinking about going to find her own spot. And COVID hit, and now she's like, maybe it's a good thing that I waited. Maybe I should go get it now. Maybe there's more deals out there. Is there more deals out there? She's looking for a place where she can open up her own restaurant and do cooking and stuff. Is there more deals now because of COVID?
Well, unfortunately, a lot of businesses were forced to close. So if she's looking for a spot for herself, it's a good time to do that. Um, Yes, there's not an abundance of listings, but like I said, a lot of businesses went down, and so if she wants to open up a restaurant or start her business, yes, now is a good time.
And what do we look for? Because I asked everybody questions about how do we know? What do we look for? Like as you help us out, how do we know? How do we fit together and say, okay, this is the perfect one because we A, B,
Mm-hmm.
what do we look for?
Well, so for your friend, for example, she's looking for a restaurant, right? So or start any food type of business. So she needs to have a good location that is convenient for people to get to, either on foot or parking. Also, there are certain requirements for a restaurant, like having proper ventilation, having a bathroom in there. It depends if people are going to be sitting down or it's just a pickup delivery kind of business. So it really depends on what she's looking for, and we work backwards, right? So what does she need to be completely profitable and make it the most convenient for the customers to be there or reach her or see her, just maximum exposure.
Oh, I like how you said that. So you work backwards from the customers.
Mm-hmm.
See, I always thought that you worked from convenience for you, what you like. It's more of you looking at it in the customer's eyes back to your business.
Absolutely, absolutely. Same with residential too. Like, for example, do you need to be close to the TTC, right? Do you have a car? Do you need a family type of neighborhood? Do you have kids? Do you need school? It's always backwards, right? So it's customer focused first. What do you need? What is your lifestyle like? What suits you best, right? And then we work backwards, and then we look at the financials. What can you afford? Um, and what happens if something like COVID happens and you can't function fully for a couple of months. So you need to have a little bit of backup in terms of carrying your finances, right?
See, and that's funny because everybody, I think, because of all the TV shows we watch, of all the houses getting built and everything, we say, oh, we got to have this in the kitchen. We got to have that. We got to have this. And you make perfect sense. Is like, yeah, that's all great. But if you don't have the foundation of, is it close to a store, this and that, after a while, your house fades. It doesn't look all graded again, right? Because
Yeah.
you're looking at 3 hours to get to work and you're looking at this, but you have a great kitchen.
Yes, yes. It really makes a difference where you are, and you have to be comfortable, right? You have to want to be spending time at home. It has to be home, it has to feel good when you go home.
And then the question is for me is when I look at a house, what's the selling point? What is the selling point? Is it the front yard? Is it the kitchen? Is it the back? When you walk into a house, what do people really look at? And then here's a two-parter. Do men look at things different than women when they look at the house?
Yes, absolutely. It's a great question, actually. It's funny. So, ladies usually look for the kitchen, like what the kitchen looks like. Is it convenient? Is it nice to cook in, right? And walk-in closets. That's a top seller. If you have a walk-in closet in the master bedroom, it's a sold by the lady.
Okay.
And yeah, and gentlemen usually look for like the garage space or a little bit of room for them to do their thing in the garage, have that extra car space, just in case the summer car and the winter car comes in. So it really is different, but it has to match with both of them, right? So it's a nice backyard. They usually both like a nice backyard.
Yeah.
And just any cosmetic thing you can handle later, right? It has to sort of like the layout has to make sense.
So here's a question, and then we're gonna take a quick break. But I want to have a funny story. Is how do you compromise? So you're showing a something for a wife and husband. He wants this, she wants that. How do you make it work? How do you make them both happy?
So it depends where the unhappiness is. So, for example, if they don't like the kitchen, there's a great house that I was selling, and for some reason the original sellers, the original owners, painted their kitchen dark green.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not sure where this inspiration came from, but it wasn't the greatest looking kitchen, right? So a kitchen like that is easy to fix, right? So you can reface it. You don't have to redo the entire kitchen. You can just reface the cabinetry, and you're good to go. right? So it's an easy fix. It's cosmetics.
Okay.
So we can work around that.
That's the key.
Yes.
Before we take a break, and then we're going to talk about how to really make the money. You have a key thing on how to making the money right. But I just want to do some shout outs for you. You have a lot of guests on here. So there is one right there.
Oh, hi, Jared from Montreal.
There you go. And I also want to give a shout out to here.
Hi, Lisa. How you doing?
And then we also kitchen for me, he says.
Kitchen. Good stuff, Claudio.
All right. And then the last one before we move on.
Hi, Stephen. Good morning.
There you go. There we go. So we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, let's talk about the investments. Let's talk about making money in investment, because that's what we're here for. In these times, we want to know, how can we really make some money? So don't go nowhere. If you want to know how to do it and do it properly, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Immigrant Women in Business, IWB, is a non-profit organization bringing together women from over 50 different countries around the globe. These women have now made Canada their home and share a common goal of providing value to their new sisters. Our motto of "We are stronger together" resonates with all members, and with a diverse membership of business leaders, entrepreneurs and community builders, our goal is to make Canada better and provide guidance and leadership to those that follow.
CMJ Entertainment is a one-stop shop. CMJ Entertainment helps people do any type of events, and it's a marketing tool as well. So we'll cover everything from start to finish. If it's a wedding, we'll make sure your wedding is over the top. And if it's an event, we make sure that everybody gets information at the end of the day. Give us a call at 416-414-8964 or online, go to cmjent.com.
And yes, we're back. And the key thing is, before I went to break, I said the key word: making that money. We want to know how to make that money. How do we do the real investment and make that money? And then you have, like you said, you're an author writing books about it. So you've delved into this, and you know a lot that can help people how to make some money. So give us the tips. I got my pen and paper ready to take all my notes.
Excellent. So before we get into it, I just want to give a shout out to my sisters at IWB. You guys saw a little clip before that. They have been my family for many, many years. Great ladies. Svetlana and Steven are the top leaders there. And it's been a great start for us. I'm a founding member with IWB. And we're all about giving back, and we are stronger together.
All right, there you go.
Okay, yes. So let's get to the beef. So there are different ways to make money in real estate. I usually cover 7 of them.
Okay.
First is buy and hold. So a lot of people do that. They buy their first property, and over time, sometimes sooner than later, they make great money. So some of my investors and some of my first-time buyers, even within the first year of their purchase, they made $80,000 just because the market has increased that much in that area.
And when you say buy and hold, it's simply what you said. You just buy it, you sit on it,
you hold,
until the market is right, and then you push it back out.
Yeah. So, so that's one way. So you buy and hold, you live there for a couple of years, and then whatever you made in that couple of years, you can now invest in maybe moving closer to your work or moving closer to your family that you couldn't afford before. Now you can. That's one of the ways. Another way is also keeping that property that you originally bought and take equity out of your property and invest it into another property. So that now that investment property is giving you a cash flow on a monthly basis. So maybe even $500 extra a month could be a big change for families. You can take more time to spend with your family. You can take that trip that you always wanted to. That's a lot of money per month. There's just to come in on a regular basis, right? And that's just extra on top of your 9 to 5 or whatever you're doing.
And then is that a rental property? Like you have tenants, or is that just, how does that work?
Yeah, that's a rental property. So you're still living in your original home. That's your residence. And whatever money, your equity that you build up in your residence, you take out and you buy another property.
Okay.
So that's one of the ways. Another way, which is how I started my own investing, is I purchased a pre-construction condo. And this is, I highly recommend for people who don't have the money just yet, but it's coming. So like myself, I was working hard. I only had about $25,000, which I took out from my RRSP that I invested. And I kept putting that towards the down payment, because when you are buying a pre-construction condo or a home, you don't need to do the full down payment immediately. So you make increments of payments, like going from 2.5% to 5% every 6 to 8 months or per year. So usually a pre-construction condo, for example, takes 2-3 years to complete. So you have 2-3 years to make that down payment. So that's pretty convenient for people who don't have the full amount of money yet, but they're working towards it. So it allows them to save, turn the money, and make the payments done. So by the time these condos are usually ready, the market has already gone up. So by the time you take over your unit in 2-3 years, the market value has already increased by, let's say, $40,000. So that's a great way to even either assign it before you take it over. You can just walk away with a profit of $40,000, for example, or take it, sit on it a little bit more, or rent it out, and then sell it when the time is right. You can make more money, take that money and reinvest it, or again, move into it or rent it out and take out the equity from it and just keep building like that. And that's how people usually just acquire another property, another one, and another one, and they keep building their portfolio.
Okay, question for you.
Sure.
How long legally do you have to sit on it? Do you have to sit on it for a year, 6 months before I turn it over? Like, say someone says, oh, I really like your place. Can I just say, okay, great, and do it? Or do I have to take over it for a little while?
So when you are moving into the property and it becomes your residence, and then you sell it while you are living in it, you don't pay a capital gains tax, right?
No.
So you have to live in it for at least 8 months to a year.
Okay.
To make sure that they don't think that you are just doing that for business, right?
Right.
So 8 months to a year. And because if you don't, capital gains tax will hit you, so that they tax half of your profit. So let's say you made $100,000 profit, so only $50,000 is going to be taxed at the tax rate that you pay your taxes at.
Okay, that's good to know.
Okay, yes, that's kind of like a loophole. That's what you have to think about. You have to make a plan. You have to set your goals. How are you going to go about making money in real estate, right? Are you going to keep moving? Are you just going to take your equity out and reinvest all that money that you made over time?
Okay. So then, the key one so far, just to backtrack, buy and hold. Okay, buy another property, and you live on the top. They live on the bottom. So that's money coming in every month, and that circulation. That's extra money they could pay your bills off, or that's extra money you can put back into the house and help you pay off that house that you live in, or you do invest into the condo. You have almost sometimes 2-3 years to pay it off, and they take increments of different percentage, and you can still pay and pay and pay and go all the way up.
Exactly. Many times with my first-time buyers, I suggest them to get a property that has a separate entrance to the basement.
Okay.
So when things get tough, or they didn't account for some of the expenses, like fixing the roof or the plumbing or whatever, things can go wrong, right?
Yes.
So they have sort of a backup plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So sometimes that's a good thing to have, like a student or a small family in the basement.
Nice.
Another scenario would be fixing and flipping. So now you can do the fixing and flipping living in the property, right? So you move into it, you slowly fix it up. The property value goes up as you live in there for a couple of years, and you take time to fix it up, and you can sell it as your residence, right? So again, selling as your residence, you don't pay the capital gains tax, right? Or what you can do is just sit on your property, slowly fix it up, make it nicer, and in the kitchen, bathrooms are usually the areas where you upgrade. make it pretty, and then again you can take out the equity, and then you can invest it into another property.
Okay.
Another way also is fixing and flipping. So this would be an additional property that you would purchase and have the contractors ready to go. You buy a rundown, kind of like ugly looking house and make it pretty, right? You do a few cosmetic changes, like maybe stucco it on the outside, and on the inside you fix up the kitchen, the bathroom, just make it look nicer, maybe change the floors. And within 6 months, you can sell it for an additional, $80,000, for example.
Well,
right?
here's one of the questions. I always liked flipping. I see it on the TV, and I thought, okay, that's great. But how much do you dive in? How much do you go into a flip? Some people I noticed they go for like a little shack house and change it, and they're satisfied with that. And we've seen some where they tore the whole thing down and do what just as your first time. Like, I'm a newbie. What should I go with?
I would say just do the cosmetic changes. If you dive in completely and like really tear down the walls and everything, you have to be careful with that too, because when you're selling, if you do too many upgrades and too many fixes, now the government is thinking that this is now a new house, right? Mm-hmm. So you did too much, and now you're gonna be taxed again. Right. Okay. So you just want to focus on, making it looking pretty, and for people to just have it move-in ready.
See, I like that. See, a lot of people don't tell us that part. See, I thought when you tear down and fix up, the more is better. But if you do too much, see, nobody tells you that. You watch all those TV shows and they keep flipping this and adding that, and new washer, new dryer, new house. Like, it's a lot, and you're thinking, oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. But okay, so that is great. Yeah. So do as much, not too much. Do enough to change the thing. Simple is easy. The simple that you do, someone out there will like it, and it can cross over.
Yeah, something natural. Don't paint your living room red. Those are kind of little tips that I can give you right up front.
I was thinking the green kitchen is what I was going to go to. No, that's not a good one. Okay, no green kitchen. Yeah. All right, we'll skip the kitchen.
Yeah, that property was amazing. I don't know what they were thinking in the kitchen, but the kitchen had double doors. Yeah. And when you open the double doors, you had a beautiful deck to walk out to, and they had a ravine at the backyard. It was just absolutely gorgeous. I just don't know what happened with the green theme in the kitchen.
But now, how do you tell people? You go in, you want to sell this house. How do you tell the owner that, you got to paint over this green? If you really want to sell this house, you got to paint over this green.
You don't. Those people were lovely. It was a couple that had the property. I didn't say anything. I mean, I don't want to hurt their feelings. If it's their style, then that's fine. Right. Whoever is getting the property, they're gonna have to just paint over it. Just like when you're buying or moving into an apartment, the first thing you do is paint, right? So
that was my first question. You automatically just go and wash everything and just redo everything your style.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I always tell people to keep things simple when they're selling, like choose natural colors, because even if we like the nice, beautiful gray tone, people might not like it, right? So they want eggshell, for example, in the kitchen. So it's always good to keep things natural, because whoever is moving in after you or purchasing the property, they're going to make their own changes anyway. Right?
They're going to go in and change it whatever way you... Okay.
Whatever suits them, right?
So in the description, there's a lot of things that you can look for. I put a link in the description for this right here. 7 Strategies to Real Estate Wealth. And then you do have a book. It's out. Once again, you are an author as well. And you can help out if you're looking for like, okay, how do I do it? This show is great, but I need the help. This is with the right here. Okay?
Yes.
So talk us a little bit more about the 7 strategies and how this can help us.
Yeah, so this is a link to, if you fill out the link, I send you those 7 strategies to invest in real estate. The strategy it's not for everybody, right? So that's why it's important that we talk, we set up a goal for you. What can you afford? Where are you situated? What are you looking for? So that we can discuss the right path for you, because maybe fixing and flipping is not for you. Maybe you haven't even purchased the property yet, right? So there are different ways to get into real estate and make a great profit. We live in an amazing country. I love Canada. I give thanks to my parents for leaving and making a new life here for us, because there's a lot of opportunities here. The government helps first-time buyers. There's all kinds of tax credits, first-time buyer credits. As of 2017, Canada gave an additional, I think it's about $1,700 on your first purchase. So when you're closing the property, all these credits are coming back to you.
Okay.
And people that are new in the country, as soon as they have their PR, they're ready to go.
See, that was my first question, and you answered a little bit. I know when I first bought my house, the first time home buyers, it was a great thing. Where do we go to look? It keeps changing. Every time it keeps changing. First, it's this. You got to have extra mortgage equity. Then you have to have this. And then last time you pay this down. It's always changing. Where should we go?
Yeah.
How do we start off? Do we start off looking first, or do we call you first and say, hey, I'm new. What do I need to get, and what benefits do I get?
Yes, definitely call me first. I have a great team as well. I always tell first-time buyers or people that want to take equity out of the house, I have a great mortgage broker that I can refer people. He's done my mortgage, my family's mortgage. Some of my clients chose him as well. So those are the steps. First, talk to me. I can guide you what you need to do first. You need to pre-qualify for a mortgage. So again, we work backwards, right? So what can you afford? I always tell people, don't overspend. Just because you qualify for, let's say, $600,000, it doesn't mean that you need to spend that, right?
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be stressful. Like I want people to understand that, you know, when they start getting into real estate, it's better to go on a lower side. Get maybe a 1+1 first, right?
Get your foot.
Get your foot in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to maintain your lifestyle. You don't want to, not go out or, take back from your lifestyle because now you are a homeowner, right? It's supposed to, make you happy, You're supposed to feel pride, your ownership, that it's supposed to be I don't want people to stress that. I want them to feel good when they go home. I want them to be proud that they were able to purchase their first home. And then in a couple of years, when I say, hey, guess how much your condo is worth now, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I love you, Eszter.
Well, put it this way, if you want to love Eszter, give her a call, 647-505-6601. That's 647-505-6601. And then we're also going to put up right there, go to the website. And also, like I said, in the description, there is the link to get the 7 strategies to real estate wealth. It's a fantastic book. Put it in there. You need it. It can help you. Think about it. The thing is, what everybody doesn't understand now, because of COVID, we're home. These are the times to be thinking about new strategies. These are the times to be thinking about new ways to make that extra money, because we see what's happening. There's things out there. People are selling and buying. This might be your time. So go out there and check it out right now. And before we leave again, I want to put out a couple of these messages. Let's start with this one right there.
Oh, Kinga, see ya.
There you go.
My Hungarian friend.
Okay, and then we have one more right here. Thank you, Eszter. And great question. Oh, thank you, my friend. I tried. There we go. We want to get the message out to you, and this is why we do the show, is to help people out there. So before we go, and before I let you go, give us one tip for new home buyers, because I want to focus on new home buyers because it is scary. Mm-hmm. I remember the first time I, got my house, I was like, what am I doing? I'm going to have bills to pay. I'm going to have this to pay. It is a little scary. What can you tell them to make it a little easy for them in the long run?
Well, just talk to me. I offer a free mentoring session, 30 minutes. Call me. Let's set up a plan for you. One tip I would give, a lot of newcomers have money coming from home, or their parents are supporting them, or even people that live in Canada. I mean, your parents want to support you, right? So my tip for you is make sure that you have a gift letter. let's say your parents are giving you, $20,000. You want to make sure that there's a gift letter so you don't pay taxes on that.
Okay, I love that idea. See, a lot of things that we didn't understand, and I understand that now. A gift letter. I didn't think of it that way, because if they're giving it to you, it's different. But then if it's a gift, see, that's why that's what you need to call you right there. Those little tips you're not going to find anywhere else. So once again, give her a call, 647-505-6601. All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show. But before we let you go, this is what we love to do on the show. It's called the Queen Wave. This is your opportunity to say hi to
the other hand. Oh, I'm covering my face. Look.
This is your opportunity to say hi to anybody out there. Give your shout outs. Go ahead.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, my people, for listening. If you guys need help, talk to me. Let's set up a plan for you. I'm here for you. And I have all kinds of tips, loopholes. Let's make it work. Let's make some money. Let's live a good life.
There you go. Thank you so much for being such
You're welcome.
On my show. It was fun, and I learned a lot. I have notes here, so when I'm time to call you, I know what I'm asking for. All right.
Excellent. Thank you, Charles. You've been an amazing host.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too. Bye.
It's that simple. If you are looking to get involved into it, the tips that she told you, and I've learned, and I wrote some down, some easy ways to make some money in our society, what's going on these times. Remember, buy and sell, buy and hold, get some investments, go for a condo. There's a lot of options here. And don't forget, if you are still stuck and you want to learn more about it, there it is. It's in the description. Hit the link. You'll find it right there. She's willing to help you. She's ready to call. She's ready to go. Are you ready? This is your time to make some money. All right. Like I always tell you, you didn't have to watch, but you did. I appreciate you. Have a good one.
Has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain professional legal and medical services.